Hi there, I'm Dr. Jean-Marc. Today, I want to go over proper sitting position for driving. I get a lot of questions about this. I get a lot of people who have problems with spending time in their car on long drives or just on frequent commutes. So as people are starting to commute again, they're getting back in their car and they're finding that's not that great comfort level. So there's a few things we need to think about when we're driving. First of all, most important is driving safety. So for driving safety, always wear your seatbelt, that's for sure. And you need to have good visibility. So make sure that you are not too low or too high. Because when you get too high, one thing that happens is, in this case, I am touching the ceiling here, so I'm comfortable, but the rearview mirror is now blocking a huge amount of the sight line that I should have when I'm driving when I'm in my proper sitting position. Next thing that is very important is reaching the pedals properly. So reaching the brake and pushing the brake all the way should end up with your leg having a slight bent into it, so that when you have to push real hard, you're not fully extended and have to move your body in case you have to do an emergency braking maneuver. And that would be very, very important. So this is where the hard point of the foot and the leg need to be for emergency management of braking. Now, the next thing that's a hard point is the steering wheel. So here I am looking at holding my steering wheel. I'm in the right position for the leg. I'm not too far, I'm not too close. But for the steering wheel, you have to decide what's comfortable for you. Do you drive with your hands here? Do you drive with your hands here? Do you drive with your hands here? The steering wheel contains an airbag. It is designed for you to have your thumbs on the sides like this, so as to not obstruct the deployment of the airbag. One of the things that has been written about is that when people drive like this and the airbag deploy, that's very rapid, they actually get injured by their watches. Driving like this is probably not a great thing. Driving like this is what your car is designed for. Now, most cars are going to have the ability to bring their steering wheel up and down, and the important things here are so that you have a comfortable height, but yet can see the gauges in your dashboard. So the next thing is going to be the distance from the steering wheel to the body. So there's a couple of ways to adjust that. So if my legs are bent a lot, I can come back a little bit like this. For me, that would work well. The other way of doing this would be to bring the seat up and down. So bringing the seat up and down is a couple of things we want to think about, once again, for safety. Number one, in terms of safety, your head should never be more than an inch and a half away from the headrest. So the reason why that is because the most common type of injury that takes place in cars are hit from the rear whiplash. Now, when that takes place, you need your head to be very close to this so that it doesn't have time to gather momentum and really hyperextend the head and create ligamentous damage. So it's very important that the headrest is never, during your driving position, never more than an inch and a half from the back of your head. So when you see people driving either like this and having their head up way up like this, or people driving like this and they're really far from that headrest, they're putting themselves at great danger. Now, this might be comfortable for watching TV, but this is not the way to go for driving. And here is why. In case you're having a front end or a rear end car accident, by having your seat at a steep angle, you're defeating the safety features that are installed in the car. The seat belt is now no longer holding you tight to the seat because there's too much travel before it engages. You're too far from the airbag to be protected from the airbag, so your body would still slide, whack itself, whip itself into a much greater injury. In case it's a front-end high-speed accident, you would no longer benefit from having the airbag protect you, as well as you might do something called submarining that increases the danger of injury to your knees. So leaning back is not a good idea. Leaning forward too far is also not a good idea. Not because your seat is so far forward, but this is not a good position. And that's because that headrest is just so far back. You see people driving like this. That is not a good position. You need to be in your seat. You need to be sitting in a relaxed manner, hands in a proper protective position. Here is fine. And you need to be pretty close to that headrest. So, next time we'll talk about leg height. We'll talk about backrest. For now, I think it's enough. So remember, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm Dr. Jean-Marc Slack right here in Burlington. I think a lot of people can benefit from this information. Don't hesitate to share. We're happy to have everyone share all of this. I'll see you soon.